Hi, welcome to Dixie Storytime World. Are you ready to listen to this awesome story called Have You Seen Baby Pigeon? Written by Hanna Kowalewska. To get your copy of this book, please check the links in the description at the bottom of this video. Sophia was not born an artist. Nothing like that. She was an ordinary little girl who lived in a cozy little apartment with her grandmother. One day, as always, Sophia was drawing in her room and dreaming about becoming a great artist. She ran her pencil over the paper and thought about what she would draw today. Maybe a flower, Sophia asked herself. She began to draw, but it didn't seem good enough. It was too big and floppy. A cat, then? She decided next. But the cat wasn't good either. His paws were bigger than his head. Annoyed, Sophia crossed out the failed efforts and tore out sheet after sheet from her drawing pad. Meanwhile, her grandmother was dusting her room. Sophia offered Granny a pencil and a sheet of paper. Granny, can you make me a drawing? Granny smiled gently. Actually, you see, I can't draw, Sophia. Why won't you draw one yourself? I can't either, the girl said, a little defeated. All my drawings went wrong. Oh, then look around you and find something that inspires you, her grandma suggested. Inspires? Sophia pouted and did a goofy spin, totally confused about what that meant. The next morning, as Sophia was returning to her room after breakfast, she saw two pigeons on her balcony. She froze right away, not wanting to scare the birds. Despite all her efforts, Sophia felt like she was breathing too loudly. Her heart was thumping so much she thought the birds would hear her through the window. The birds were incredibly beautiful, and Sophia watched them with admiration. Sophia stood still for a long time, but she was so eager to draw the birds. She decided to slowly walk to the table and grab her drawing pad anyway. As she reached for her drawing pad, Sophia knocked over the glass of water, pencils, and paints. Everything on the table rattled and shook, giving her away. Because of the noise, the birds flew into the wind. Sophia was very upset. She sat down to draw, but nothing came of it. Again. Later that evening, Sophia went to talk to her grandmother in her cozy room. She hoped that together they could figure out how to get the birds back. Granny reached up to a high shelf and pulled down a book filled with pictures of birds of all colors and kinds. Granny read her exciting stories, and suddenly Sophia heard these amazing words. Birds often fly to a feeder near a house. Granny, let's make a feeder! Sophia giggled happily and ran out of the room in search of the right materials. The next morning, Sophia woke up to the cooing of pigeons on her balcony. She grabbed her drawing album from beside her bed and began to draw. Sophia was so happy the birds had come back to her. She felt like a great artist, dreaming of her art shining in a grand exhibition. The birds kept coming back, making the balcony their home. After a while, the birds built a nest, and soon after that, they laid some eggs. Granny, have you ever seen baby pigeons? Sophia asked, and drew a fluffy yellow chick. Sophia had never seen pigeon babies before and didn't know what they looked like. One Monday morning, the warm rays of the sun woke Sophia. She heard the birds outside and felt the approach of spring. Sophia noticed that the pigeons sat in the nest all the time and did not leave it, not even for a minute. She was drawing when suddenly she saw dirty yellow lumps inside the nest. She felt surprised, but she kept drawing everything just as she saw it. Every morning, Sophia gave the birds fresh food and water. She watched the bird parents taking care of their babies, saw them grow, and captured it all in her lovely drawings. More and more drawings began to fill Sophia's trusted drawing pad. The new drawings were different from the old ones, and her drawn pigeons were starting to look more like pigeons were supposed to look. But one day, the pigeons flew away and did not return, leaving their babies behind. They didn't come back the next day either. Sophia began to worry. Grandma decided to teach her how to make porridge. Now Sophia could feed the babies all by herself. The little pigeons were just learning to fly and couldn't reach very high. Sophia got creative, building towers with her blocks to help them in their efforts. Sophia and her pigeons grew up side by side, the girl practicing her marks on the paper as the birds grew more confident in their flying. As Sophia's drawings improved, so too did the swoops and flips of the baby pigeons. Together, they filled their days with adventure, blending the world above and the art below into a canvas of joy. Sophia went to visit her family for a couple of days. When she returned, she saw two grown pigeons on her balcony. Excited, she called out, "Granny, the parent pigeons have returned." But Sophia's cry of joy was cut short as she noticed that the baby pigeons were nowhere to be found. Granny immediately tried to comfort her. "Sophia, dear, it's not the parents who have returned. It's just that your babies have grown up." And the pigeon showed her how they had learned to fly by reaching a nearby tree. "How beautiful," the girl whispered with a smile. Now, her pigeons would fly away for a long time, but they would always return before breakfast. Sophia finished the drawing pad and happily started a new one. The pigeons taught her a big secret. Magic hides in every corner, waiting to spark creativity. Day by day, with every scribble and swirl, she saw her drawings take shape. Every picture, a treasure, brought her closer to being a great artist and kept its little story inside. The end. Wasn't that a lovely story, kids? I hoped you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'll see you soon in another adventure. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to click subscribe on your way out. Bye for now.